Good morning. This is Alicia. Today, I wanted to talk to you about knowing yourself before you get into a relationship. Not necessarily a friendship, because in friendships, there's more, I think, more grace. But, before you get into a relationship where, eventually marriage happens or something. So, the importance before you get into a relationship is to know who you are. You gotta know, who you are as a person, who you are as a gender. It's important because if you want to find a person that's going to help you fulfill your plans, which is something you need to know, what is the purpose of my life? What's the end goal? Am I trying to be a business person? Am I trying to be a religious person? Am I trying to have babies? Am I trying to adopt? The other person needs to know, what they're working with, as long as you need to know what you're working with. So then you can know how to move forward in that regard. Then you need to know what's your purpose in life. Because if you know what's your purpose in life, right, then you can find a person who can help you. If you know what's your purpose, then the next step is knowing what kind of person you need to help you. For example, do you need somebody to work alongside you? Do you want somebody who is doing the same work, but in another department? You work together, but not in the same room. Or do you want to not work with your person? You want them to have their own thing, but you guys come back together in the same house. You know, that kind of thing you need to know before you try to find a mate. You also need to know your personality. Like, for example, I know that I am a bit clingy. I could be annoying. But I can also be fun loving, and I like to learn. So this person that I am inviting in my life has to have a calm spirit, first of all, because not necessarily aggressive. All right. They have to have a calm spirit, and then can also be assertive, because if they get as squirrely as I do, we're going to have a problem. All right. Now, can they get squirrely? That's fine. But, I can deal with it. It's just, if you and I are always squirrely together, this may not work out. So things like that you gotta know. Like, are you good with money? If yes, then can you handle a person who's not good with money? Maybe you need to be their helper in that department. But if you need them to be also good with money so that y'all could be bad with something else, I don't think it's a big issue. But you gotta know who you are. Know who you are as a person, your personality, what you need. So there's a hierarchy of needs, where the beginning, the basic needs is food, shelter, warmth, for your body, and being safe. That used to be the basics, and then they moved sex down, which I think is very interesting. But sex used to be second or third on the hierarchy. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, you need to kind of figure out where you are right now. So are you in need of shelter, food, security? Then can you handle another person in your life? That's where you need to start. If If yes, because both of y'all are in need of food, shelter, and security, and you're both working together on that trip, you know what I'm saying? Do you believe that this person can stay a lot longer than just right now until you find a safe place to be? Okay, so what else you need to know before you get into a relationship? You need to know your religious stance, political. That's like minor, but it could be major if that's something major to you. So who you are as a person, who you are personality wise, needs wise, what do you need? Do you as a person need to eat? Then you need to look for a person who could either cook or could eat alongside with you. You don't want to look for a person you don't want to come across a person who says, I'm not the best cook. And you go, no, it's okay. We could cook together. No, you gotta be like, okay, well, it was nice meeting you. You know what I mean? Don't try to forge relationship with people that don't fit in your categories of, the type of people that you can handle. If you need somebody in your life that's good with directions, and you find this really beautiful, handsome person, and you notice they have really bad directional skills, it's not a good idea to keep them around. Maybe like as a friend, but not as a relational partner. Because later down the road, that's the part you have to understand. Later down the road, not today, not tomorrow, but when things go wrong, for better or for worse, once the worst starts to hit, is this going to be okay with you? Most likely it's not. Because you need somebody who can navigate. They can't navigate. You can't navigate. They can't navigate. Somebody's got to navigate. In a relationship, it's all about iron sharpening iron. You know what I mean? That person's got to be an iron because you've discovered that you are an iron, in fact. And if they can't sharpen you and you can't sharpen them, for example, you like to help. You love helping. Not love helping, but you can't help it. It's just who you are as a person. Helping is what you do. If this person comes into your life and you can't even suggest, that they get sleep because they're all like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then not too long later, it's not even an hour, they're falling asleep doing like driving or doing something. It could be seemingly less dangerous than driving, but it doesn't matter. The fact is you suggested something and they insist. And it's not the first time, not the second time, things like that. Like if this person isn't teachable in the slightest, then down the road, when something goes wrong, they won't be able to take instructions from you. You're not the type of person they want to take instructions from. That's what they're showing you. What do you need to know? You need to know psychologically, what do you enjoy? Your intelligence level, can you handle people who read a lot? Do you read a lot? Are you a gamer? Don't just pick a person because they're handsome or they're pretty, but you need to pick a person who can fit your lifestyle. Now, everybody won't fit your lifestyle exactly, and you won't fit their lifestyle exactly, but you need to know what you can and can't handle. I know I cannot handle men who can't listen. I can't handle it. I'm not saying you should take my suggestion. I'm saying you gotta listen to me. At least listen. Because if I'm telling you, I'm suggesting to you, I'm not saying you should do. I'm not your mama. I'm not telling you to do it because I said so. I'm trying to appeal to your mindset. So even if you do it, it's not because I said you should. It's because you made a decision to do it. But if I'm telling you 5 and 6 times that I do not like the way you're scaring me with your behavior, I feel like it's dangerous, and you're ignoring me and you say, nah, I'm okay, I can't have you in my life. Can't have you in my life. Because later down the road, if I'm telling you, like, listen, if you keep driving this direction, or if you keep feeding the baby this, or if you keep talking to me this way, or if you keep handling the money this way, this is going to be this. And you're like, nah, it's okay. You got to go. You're a danger to me. If you can't teach me and I can't teach you, we are a danger to each other. All right. So, just to recap, things to know before you get into a serious relationship. You need to know who you are as a person. You need to know your purpose in life. Who you are as a person, your personalities. What type of person are you? Like, what kind of things you can handle. Your purpose in life. What's your main goal? Not just saving money, not just right now, main goal, but I'm talking about, like, what's your end goal? All right. What's your end goal? Is it to help people with your business practices, or is it just make money and die kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like, what's your purpose? Are you eventually going to end up being a preacher, or are you going to end up being a multimillionaire? What do you and then what do you need the person for? If you know your purpose, how does that person fit in there? Then you need to know, like I said, your personality quirks. Like, what's your strengths? What's your weaknesses? What's a non-negotiable? And what can you drop off? Like, if the person says, I really need this, and like, I don't want to be that person ever. Or you think, I could be that person, but not for too long. Like, I could cook, but after a couple of months, I'm going to give up on that. That kind of stuff. Like, I'm intelligent, but I'm not going to be sitting here reading to you every Friday night. I feel like we need to read together, things of that nature. And then you need to know, like, what kind of person you need in your life. Do you need a person to protect? Do you need a person to protect you? A person who can travel? A person who can who's steady? You know what I'm saying? It's like an interview. It's like a job interview. You know where your company's going, and you know the type of people you need. You know who you are as a leader. You know who you are as a entrepreneur. All these words. You know your type of work personality. You know the type of person you need to work alongside you. All right. So just think about that. And if I have anything I remember, I'll come back and I'll send it to you guys. All right. Have a great morning. Bye.